Happy Monday, Infiniteers! I am back in my Nautilus toy box, and I am almost done with this series of videos. Today, I'm going to start working on the final level in my underwater adventure, the boss battle with Davy Jones. And my plan for this episode is to build the arena for the boss battle. And then next time I will hook up the logic for the battle itself, and then I'll be done. And after that, I will do a playthrough video for the complete Nautilus toy box adventure. So I have about 3 videos left, maybe 4 in this series, if I decide I want to put together a preview trailer for the series. I'm going to go ahead and set the sky. I'm going to set this to the same sky I used in my previous level, because the player enters the cave and time hasn't really passed, so we'll continue to use the nighttime sky. And I think the darker sky is going to make for a better boss battle anyway. Alright, for the orientation of the level, the Nautilus was facing that way. And so I want to go ahead and turn this so I remember that the player is going to be facing that way when they come into this level. And I want to set the theme for my terrain to be the Morro Bay seascape. Okay, now because I'm planning to use the boss battle spawner, that means I need to keep this level small, because the boss battle spawner takes up a lot of memory. And if you've seen some of my other series, then you know that my 32 gigabyte Wii U, even though it has the most memory for a Wii U that you can get, it still can't handle both a large level and a boss battle spawner. But if I keep it small, I can still pack in a lot of detail and have enough memory for the boss and a wide variety of enemies. So my boss battle arena is going to be this big. And it's not so much that the arena needs to be this big as it is the fact that I'm going to be putting a lot of decorations around the perimeter of it. So I'm going to come over and grab these cliff pieces. And the player is coming through a cave on this side of the toy box that our camera is currently on. So I want to drop one of these over here, and then a second one. We're just going to kind of put a little backing on this. Like that. I'm going to delete that. And then I'm going to pick this up and basically do the same thing on the other side. Alright, now my plan is to run a couple of these down that way. And I don't necessarily want the entrance to this thing to be flat. So I'm going to use a little trick. And this is something I picked up from Jet Blast 190 with his Jabba's Palace thing. I tried using the trigger area. That does not work for me. It just won't let me place the pieces that I want most of the time. And so I tend to like using the replayer instead. So I'm going to put this up here up top. And for the sloped surface, I'm going to use some racetrack pieces. And we're going to put this right down on this seam. I'm going to bring this right up to the edge of the cliff right there. And I'm going to set my theme to be the Morro Bay seascape theme. we're going to kind of create a little road here that will lead right to our boss battle. And then what I want to do is put a ramp up along here, but I'm going to need to put it in with a replayer so I can put the cliffs in alongside it. So I'm going to come up here, exit out of the editor. Oh, there it is. We'll step on the replayer to get the menu in the lower right. Press B to start recording. Step off. Now I can get back in the editor, and now we will build our little slope. So we're going to place a ramp. Going to place the flat track ramp here, followed by the arched ramp here. And just those three pieces is all I need to put down with the replayer. Then we'll step on, press B to stop recording, A to clear. And at this point we will pick up this piece to get back to the terrain drawer. And we're going to drop down a couple of these on either side, like that. And what I want to do is put a cave up at the top of this. So I'm going to scroll over, pick up our cave piece, and this is going to sit right up here like that. Okay. And let's go ahead and play back our replayer. And what that does is created a nice canyon where we don't have straight edges along the walls. It's a nice scenic edge, and that just looks so nice. I like that. So thank you for showing us how to do that, Jet Blast 190. Really appreciate that. And then for the cave, we're going to put 3 of these straight pieces followed by the end piece. And then I'm going to put down one of these at the top of the slope, like that. Okay, and there we go. And then our starting pad for the toy box will go up inside that little cave. Right back here. I gotta leave a little room for the camera. So I think that's probably pretty good. So right on the seam there, right in the middle of the cave. Now I'm going to pick this piece up and put it down to get back to that part of the terrain drawer. And we're going to use this tiny block because we got a gap here we got to plug on either side of that cave. And we've got a gap we got to plug underneath as well. So we're going to do that. So now there shouldn't be any gaps there. And because this is kind of flat up top, let's put in a little peak or something there. The player won't see it when they come out of the toy box, but as they're down in the arena, I think it might be a good idea to have something up here like that. Alright, so now we have a really nice looking cave entrance. And I think this is great. And the player will be entering the toy box here. So as they enter, they're going to be looking out at the arena, and they're going to catch a glimpse of some things out there that I'm going to put in just a moment. But they come out, they come down the ramp, and enter the arena, and Davy Jones's men start attacking. That's the plan. Alright, for the arena, going up to set pieces, and before we do that actually, since I have enough memory, even with the boss battle spawner, I want to make sure we have a nice decorative edge around the perimeter of this. I don't want to have a flat edge. And I should have enough memory to do this. So we're going to make our little island here not seem so flat. And they're not really going to see the sides of this, so we're just going to run the same block around the perimeter. Doesn't matter that we don't have any variety here. The edges of this are going to be covered up too, by the way, with all the scenery I'm going to put up on top of the arena, on top of the terrain there. So the fact that this is kind of squarish looking, even with this nice decorative edge, shouldn't be a problem, because they're only going to catch glimpses of that. Okay, so there we go. There's a nice edge for our arena. So the boss battle will be taking place pretty much centered on this piece of racetrack. So around the perimeter I want to add my scenery, and what I want this to look like is a sunken shipyard, like a ship graveyard. So up under set pieces I'm going to go left, and this has some shininess to it with the edges and stuff. This is from the Finding Nemo playset. I don't like the shiny on that because I want these ships to look like they've been there a while. So I'm going to use the blue shipwreck. We're going to spin this around and bring this over about like that. We'll bring another one over here. Just kind of create a nice little barrier here for our arena. This one I'm going to back out kind of to the edge there. Just put this one in here for something a little bit different. And then we'll put another one up over here like this. And those three ships just kind of create a nice decorative wall around the perimeter of this area. And I think that's really, really good. Okay, now we can go ahead and fill in some detail. And oh, I don't need the replayer here anymore. So let's put some coral and things in here. We have all kinds of decorations here we can use if we want. There's all kinds of things we can take advantage of here. Grasses and things. Decorations tend to take up a little bit more memory though, so I'm going to use the plant clusters and focus on those instead. So I want to make sure I put some along the perimeter here. So that it's not quite so bland up against the walls there. And I'll style these in a little bit. I kind of know in my head what these are styled like because I've used them enough. And we may have to rotate some of them like this one place this one out over here. Place this one here like that. Maybe another one over here like this, just to kind of have something when they look through this direction. And I'm just kind of creating a nice little scenic thing as you look out through that way. Don't need to really put too much behind the ships here. So I could place something back over here, and maybe I will go ahead and do that. Just a couple of things in case the player happens to come over this way. There we go. And then this is going to be kind of flat here. So I'm thinking we can add some terrain. Let me pick this little mountain up here. And if we go over to the right, we don't want it to be too flat and boring in our arena. And we want to give the player some opportunity for some cover, as well as the bad guys. So we put something like that in there, for example. That gives a little something there. See, now we got little glimpses of plants and things as we look out around the perimeter here. And this might be a good place for something out of the decorations drawer here. Something really unique. Don't want it to be too bright and colorful though, because this is going to be a boss battle kind of thing. I'm actually thinking maybe that might be a little bit better when you're looking at it from the side. Yeah, it gives you a little something back there to let you know there's something there. Alright, so let's go ahead and style all these and see what we got. Let's go select more obey and theme all. Are you sure? Yes. Alright, so I want to spin this around a little bit. The clam is facing outward, that's good. And I like that. We got some plants and stuff back there. Okay, this is looking good. Alright, we'll add a few more little things here. This one, as I recall, when you style it, looks like a little seaweed plant. So that's good. And I set that to be my theme, because I want to place several of these down around the area. You'll notice my memory meter on the right. I have a lot of memory available. So nothing I do here, adding in this little bit of extra detail, should be a problem for the boss battle spawner. I could go a little bit more, and it shouldn't be a problem. Alright, just trying to fill in some of the area here with a little bit of interest. And I'm going to put a little bit more of these back here, I think. Just because we need a little bit of something in this corner. Alright, so we'll style that. I could do a theme all again, I suppose, but there we are. That's looking pretty good. Yeah, so the player, when they come down that ramp, this is what they're going to be seeing. It's the graveyard there of the ships in the distance. And then they enter this, and here's our battle arena. I like that a lot. Alright, I do have enough memory. Let's go up under the gameplay toys. I don't get to use these pieces very often, but these are from the Finding Dory playset. There's some breakables that are up here that I think can be kind of fun. We've got the sand dollar you could use. We've got broken snail shell, broken conch shell, having some of these just kind of scattered around the perimeter here. Now that it doesn't like within the boundaries of that. It doesn't have a problem with that plant cluster, but this it doesn't like for whatever reason. Now here I can get up kind of close to the ship there. So a nice little cluster of mussels there. And put one over there. Don't want to go too crazy with these because again they do take up some memory. But I think we can add a few of these around. I've got one of these there, so that probably isn't a good idea. Maybe one over this way. Oh, and there's another one there too. Barnacle cluster. All right. And there we go. That is my battle arena, which will serve as the setting for an epic showdown with Davy Jones and his crew. Next time, I will hook up the logic for the battle, and then I'll be done. Well, that's all for me today. Before you go, leave a comment and let me know what you think of this battle arena. And be sure to like this video and subscribe for more Disney Infinity builds like this. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.